Sarah Gwenyel Liganek, New Zealand, Auckland. Be more actually more precise. Um, Takapuna Beach. She somehow came across Facebook back in 2014, end of 2000. Well, like maybe October or something like that, and then we got to be friends, kind of acquainted, and then she told me the truth about this guy named Roy Swank. She just happened to find it online somehow. I was in the hospital September 2015, and that's when I became a vegan. Now, the thing is, I didn't know how bad, and I always kind of saw it, but I didn't really look into it as much. But I always saw how much of a fucking mess. You just see it from the outside, But now, of course, that I got within it, and I saw how these people are like so political, and they just want to find ways to destroy the human body, and then at the same time exalting animals. Look, I'm all about exalting animals. I'm all about exalting white supremacy. I love white supremacy. Nobody loves it more than me. I'm all about, at the same time, exalting black supremacy. Black power, baby. What's up? I'm all about doing what's successful. And what was working is the fact that Roy Swank, in his study, he found a bunch of people who were getting out of wheelchairs because they were going on a diet that had no more than 8 grams of saturated fat per day, which obviously the big problem is the sugar for people. But yeah, I got off of sugar about a little more than a year ago, February 26, 2021. That's another issue, but well, it's still the same kind of thing, but what you eat. Well, sugar, for example, is very racist. It's about white supremacy dominating people. Drugs is a big thing of white supremacy dominating people, alcoholism. You're going to see a lot of alcohol, weed among white supremacy and them trying to control people that they don't want with drugs. So I put in the description, I do not eat birds, animals, or fish. This morning, I don't know what it was. It came over to me. You know what? Jason, you gotta get on video and talk about this. And of course, you can look at what was it like in the Garden of Eden. I mean, you don't hear this too often to churches. The churches are extreme white supremacy. It's all about domineering the people and their dollars, their fucking dollars. All these churches are all about that. My ministry of laying hands on the sick and watching them recover. And I got to get more into this. I've got to talk more about this whole eye thing I got. This is absolutely fucking miraculous. Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, and then it's either some kind of transverse myelitis or NMO. Great. I've got a clinical diagnosis for multiple sclerosis. I could even have a clinical diagnosis for CADASIL. What does it mean to have clinical? Well, you actually have a spinal tap, and then you have the MRI. Both of them are going to show some kind of inflammation. I mean, there's inflammation in the spinal fluid. Okay, they go between your lumbar things and your back, and it's like same thing with the epidural. All right, but in this case, they're actually not putting any fentanyl in you when you're giving birth. The epidural for me was the lumbar puncture is they're pulling spinal fluid out, and that's how they test you for multiple sclerosis. And then, well, guess what? Other things can pop up too along with multiple sclerosis, such as CADASIL and other things. But I'm 25 years into this, y'all, and I didn't realize for something. Last night I was kind of thinking about this. Man, I'm doing really good. Wait. I haven't been to size sick since 2012. My neighbor, we were talking about this. She had been sick for a long time, and I'm like, well, she's like, well, you're gonna get sick, Jason. This is how I picked up this virus somewhere, and Just because you come across it, just because you touch a person who's got HIV, and you're gonna get HIV, and it doesn't. The life expectancy of an HIV virus, for example, is like in the air. It's airborne. It's like seconds. Okay, COVID, I think it's like 3 hours. It's like airborne, and it like lives for 3 hours. The coronavirus does. But even just because it's a lot, you're the host. Okay, that's the thing. You are the host. So what is it that I'm doing that's causing me to be? And I think if I didn't change my diet in 2015, I probably would have been starting to get the annual sickness. You know, we all get the flu or the cold or whatever. I'll do the best I can to show you this train. Train. You can kind of see through the trees, right? The time right now is just about, markets will be opening, 9:30. What is today? The 8th of March, 2021. So you don't hear about the scripture too often. I'm going to tell you in the churches, which is Genesis 1:29. God says what you shall eat. I talked about this in the video I posted on Facebook or on YouTube. And I talk about it on Facebook a little bit too, which is the issue of what God says we should eat according to Genesis 1:29. This is in the Garden of Eden, before any kind of sin or whatever they want to call it. That's even according to the Bible, the perfect time or whatever, time of innocence or something like that. What you shall eat. Well, I'm showing you right here. You shall eat the stuff off the trees. Basically vegetables, fruits, and nuts. That's it. But something came upon me this morning, though. I needed it. I just got to get it out there for y'all. If I'm going to get it on Facebook Live, and of course, I like to post on YouTube and make videos. Here's Ira. I love you, girl. This train is still going. Wow, how cool is that, right? But, then of course you go into Leviticus, and the Bible does talk about, under the Torah, other things you can eat, such as the way that they break down how you can eat animals. Like, here's the thing. Something came upon me this morning, like I'm big into context. Like, okay, so something was written in the 1800s. A ruling came down in the 1990s, 1980, 1970. The big Roe versus Wade bullshit. Here I'm the man who's all about making sure children get their right to live, all that fun stuff. Like, what? We're talking about whether it's a good thing. We're debating whether it's right or wrong for a child to live. So anyway, it's one of those things that, I got to go into context. What was going on back then? What was going on back in the 1800s? Okay, basically, so let's say, I don't know. I mean, so Florida was established, I think, in the 1850s or something, 1845, or I don't. So I think a lot of people would go out and hunt their food. Hey, look at that pig. I think I like to make a hamburger out of that. Or look at that cow. Beautiful. I look at cows; they're just so beautiful. They're so fun to look at. Horses are really just gorgeous animals. There's people who eat horses. There's people that eat dogs and cats. There's people who eat these cows. I've done it. I've eaten, what else? I mean, my big thing was eating cow. And then, of course, cow's milk, cow's cheese. Oh my God. What is going on with these people? Like, what are you thinking that, you see this animal, this deer, I want to go eat that thing. What is going on with your head to the point whereby you want to eat that? Just think about that. Like, wow, look at that thing going around. Okay, in the Caribbean islands. Okay, so we have these little chickens just constantly. They're constantly making all these noises, and they're just running around and in the public streets and stuff. It's really cool. It's so cute. But they want to go eat these things. Like, if you see a bird flying, oh, look at that beautiful hawk or that beautiful swan or duck. Duck's a big one. They do eat duck. I'm pretty sure I've eaten duck, right? I don't know. And another big one is what's this? People. Another big one is what do you call that thing in Majigger? No, I don't know if you eat eagles or not, but I mean, yeah, that's like endangered or something like that. But what's going through your head that you want to eat a chicken? Oh, but it's on the plate. Well, that's just you're raised into that. That's white supremacy you're raised into. And then, of course, that goes into the Africans we brought over here. Fucking ancestors. Native Americans, I mean, what the hell is all this about? I mean, we just come in and we're going to take the land. The mentality that people have, the disrespect. But the disrespect of like looking at that animal, that looks good to eat. Really? Who the fuck are you to think you're just going to go eat that animal? Cows and buffalo. Buffalo's another one. Oh, look at that. Maybe I'll eat that. You see this thing running around. Like the thing is, you go to the store these days, right? Down here, it might have like a Walmart. You might have a Publix. You have Kroger, Giant Eagle up in Ohio or something like that. Did you know Giant Eagle is one of the biggest privately owned companies in the country? All right, so then you have, well, okay, Whole Foods or well, whatever. Okay, well, we got farm raised chickens. You just saw that chicken run around, and then you cut off his head, and then you're gonna they drain these pigs. Oh, that hamburger's great. Think about this stuff, y'all. I mean, seriously, like, think about this. This is what they got into in the 1800s. Now we go to the store, to the shop, the meat market or whatever, and you eat this stuff. Or the fish. The birds. I mean, the big one is the chicken. I mean, for some reason, yeah, like... And of course, you gotta realize, too, these chickens, they're so much fucking different in the Caribbean, where these chickens are running around having fun, and they come up to my ankles, and they look at you, and they're like, hi. They start buck, 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 and I don't got no food for them, but like... Hey, it's cool to hang out, you know. I'm going to the beach. You want to hang out? I mean, you can go fuck around. I don't know. You keep running around up and down the street. Watch out for these cars, you know. But in like, there's these companies like Purdue. You got Tyson, and then you got another big one. It's called Conagra. Not Conagra, I think is the other one. Conair. Okay, Conair is a they do all the Dollar Tree and like they sell hair cutters, they sell curling irons, stuff like that. But Conagra, I think it's called, they do all the privately labeled chickens. But if you go into their chicken houses, they can't fucking run, dude. They're on these conveyor belts and just doing these eggs. Oh, that chicken just dropped an egg. I like to eat that. What is getting in our minds? And for some reason, eggs has been good in my diet. I've tested it. Chickens, I've tested it in my body. It doesn't work. Oh, but it's protein. Fuck that. No, you're eating cadaver, y'all. There's absolutely no nutritional value in birds, animals, fish. Oh, but tuna fish. I mean, we package stuff. We consumer it. Products. These are living creatures that we are turning into fucking products. There was a dude. Jeffrey Dahmer, man, he was eating people, y'all. In some countries, they actually like eat this people like kind of thing. It's like it's not like it's just weird. It's fucked up, weird stuff. I think he was from Ohio too. We got a lot of weird people, weird fucked up people from Ohio. David Koresh, wasn't he from like Texas? There was a dude out in Kirtland. He has some kind of weird cult with his wife, and she's on death row, y'all. But where do these people get this fucked up mentality? Like, hey, I see that. So the thing is, you gotta understand something. Like today, not as commonly. Oh, look at that! Look at that beautiful deer. I'm gonna take this bow and arrow or a gun and put it in that exact spot because it won't release the bad hormones into the body of that animal. Because I've done the research, and I'm gonna eat that thing. You look at that thing and you want to fucking eat it. Isn't that weird? I mean, I shouldn't be laughing at this at the same time because this is really kind of like serious and you're damaging your body by eating this stuff. You know how it takes like minimum 5 days just to start the digestion for meat. Oh, but the Bible says in Acts, God said to Peter, kill, eat. I don't understand that. I'm going to figure it out. But then, of course, like Leviticus, God says what kinds of animals you can eat. Don't eat any with the kind of hoof thing and all that stuff. That Seventh-day Adventists are big into that kind of stuff. You can't eat, scampies. You can't eat shrimp and different things. But really, what is going on in your mind that you see something that's living their own life? You're gonna, and really, the best way to eat things is to eat things raw. So basically, you see this animal and you want to like, okay, fine, you're a carnivore, I get it, whatever. But like, what's going on in your mind that you want to eat that thing? I mean, I see a sexy woman, I'm like, wow, I want to kiss that sweet face. Yeah, I like to touch the legs. And the reality is, this, I've touched the sexiest legs in the world, and it's like I don't even care to even touch them. I just like to look at them. Asses, yeah, I like to grab asses. Okay, so you see a vagina and you want to do some things with it. Like I don't even like. I look at a beautiful woman. I just like and enjoy the beauty. You know what I'm saying? Breasts. My thing, something about me is like I look at a breast and I know a lot of guys want to have their hands all over it and yeah, it's fine, everything, but it's like I see the breast for my children. That's my fucked up mind. Oh, they're gonna have so much fun, nursing all the time. That's me. It's weird, right? That animal. I look at that beautiful animal. It's like, how can I bless you? How can I be blessed by you? What a beautiful horse. People literally eat horses. It's like, what the hell? They just look so cool. I don't know if people eat lions and tigers. Have fun trying to catch them, right? Well, they could probably shoot it or something. Oh my god, deer, cow. They don't move as fast. Maybe that's it. The cows don't move as fast, and they get really big and everything. But people do this Kobe meat. Oh yeah, it's so special. They massage it and then they kill it. Thing. This living creature. I thought about this morning. It's like, what is going on with the person's mentality that they want to kill, eat, that they want to look at that thing, they see that living creature and they want to eat it. And why do you have to make it a cadaver first before you eat it? Why don't you just, if you look at it like, I want to eat that thing, why don't you just like want to eat it like just alive? I'm just curious, like what is going on there in your mind? I mean, me, why I wasn't to be eating meat, it was just in my life. I ate pepperoni pizzas. Pepperoni, I don't know what that comes from. Maybe pig or something. Might be pork or something. I don't know. Pigs. I think it's pig's ass, y'all. I mean, we're eating like the. I mean, pigs are so cute though when they run around and play and have fun. Little goats. Baby cows. I mean, they just want to play and have fun, y'all. Oh my god! But it really goes back though to like this dominating thing of white supremacy. I mean, I'm hearing this stuff about this Ukraine and Russia and all that stuff, and it's like, I don't believe these reports anyway. It's like I don't, but I do know something's going on. There's bombings, there's shootings, but it's still it's like you have to dominate over somebody. My love is to dominate. Yeah, when I'm playing basketball, but what's so important about basketball? But my love is about blessing you with love, kindness, respect, giving myself of love to you. That this honesty, this gentleness, and I'm looking at this whole disability thing. I got not much of a choice but to walk the way I do. It's a really just rough walk. I'm telling you, very complex to walk. It takes so much effort for me to take steps. And then, of course, the eyesight to be able to use this. Like, what am I going to do with it? I can see enough to be able to see shapes. I see the bodies of women as sexy. I admire good looking men who are buff. And you got to take care of your body. But yeah, it's really about the vegetables and fruits. That's where the actual nutrients are. Oh, protein. Ah, fuck that. You get your protein in spinach. You can get your protein in arugula. I do that a lot myself. Rice, obviously, beans. But what do you need protein for anyway? I mean, there's so many bodybuilders you can see who are actually vegan. They don't mess around with protein. I was always big into the whole protein thing. Gotta have protein. I thought I was getting it out of chicken and fish, and I should talk more about this whole teeth thing because there's people in America trying so hard to have these beautiful teeth and smiles and all that stuff, but all I do is just my coconut oil. Wow. This girl's really hot. Kath Kao, she just kind of popped up a few days ago. We've been chatting here and there. She was telling me about how she was out the other day or something and drinking some things. And I last time I ever had any alcohol was August 21st, 2020. It's why don't I drink anymore? It's because it's unhealthy. Alcohol's a poison. It's got. I mean, you can consider the benefit of being like it's calming you down. And of course, another benefit is if you're dehydrated, the reason your body's going to desire alcohol is because alcohol is a preservative and it will put your body into a state of preservation because your body's gone into shock of being chronically dehydrated. So anyway, she looks good, Send me some pictures. Really, just I'm just curious. Where do you get your food? Why do you eat what you eat? Obviously, most of us are just trained into it, and we just eat whatever. And mommy and daddy, or usually in this case, mostly mommy, in this country, you're gonna do what I'm making you do, pursuant to you being my little puppet in this country. They make you worse than a slave. Worse, yeah. So that's what I thought about this morning. I woke up thinking about, for some reason, like, what are people doing with it? Why, where in your mind do you see this animal and you're like, yeah, I want to eat that thing. And why do you need to kill it first? Why don't you just go ahead and start eating it as it's like, I could go ahead and be very ruthless. And I'm sure they do this. Dogs, they'll come right up close to you. And cats. Why don't you eat raccoons and skunks in America? They do this in different countries. And hamsters. Did you know that the hamsters and gerbils and stuff like that, these things, like little rodents, rats, these are a delicacy in certain parts of Central America. And we're like, yuck, Oh, God. What is in your mind that you got to, you see that, I don't know what kind of bird it is. Like, oh, I want to eat that bird. Chicken, turkeys. Turkey, that's a big one too. They're big. Yeah, and that's maybe part of it too because they're so big and they have so much meat on it. But it's like, why don't you eat the feathers? By the way, I just thought about this. I wonder if there is anything, there's got to be something nutritional about feathers. Are there any nutrients in bird feathers?
According to birdsupplies.com, the protein used to make feathers has a unique amino acid composition that differs from the proteins in the rest of the body. Fortunately, this unique mix of nutrients is found in uncooked plant-based foods, whether it be seeds, nuts, fruits, or vegetables.
I have no idea what that's all about, but I mean, okay, so why do people eat the meat of the chickens and turkeys and not? And what the hell? Okay, so fine, we got this thing of turkeys, and I noticed that I've eaten the turkeys, and then I would like the skin of the turkey is like super salty. Have you had it before? So my question is, Why, how does a bird have skin? I mean, they have feathers, right? It's looking like it's gonna rain out here. I heard a bird. Like I see that bird. Like I want to eat that bird. Why don't you eat crows and why don't you eat? Oh, because they're smaller. I get it. Fine, whatever. Duck. They're bigger. I guess they got more meat on them or whatever. But then you can consider that. Why don't you eat the bones of these birds? Why don't you use the bones of those birds for broth or whatever it's that you say you're gonna do with it? I just I like to question these things and just really question it. Like not interrogate it, but just question it. What is going on here? Why? And it's really the mentality of you're gonna and I wonder too with regard to the issue of okay, where do you get your food? Okay, so the big thing in America is okay, so I heard a lot about this. I think it was like 2020. Okay, so the pandemic thing started going on and people were getting these food cards, okay? Well, I mean, back in the 80s, like, my family had food stamps. And they would actually have stamps, and I remember being in line, I don't know how they did that stuff, but I'm sure there's all kinds of fraud, and you can make up fake cards or whatever with regard to, fake stamps. I don't know how they did that stuff, but whatever. And where would people get this stuff, though? Like, you're going to some kind of maybe grocery store, but then that's coming from a farm in the United States of America. Obviously, I have my new friends on Facebook. They're in Thailand. They got the rice. Obviously, they're in Indonesia, Malaysia. These are big rice countries. Why don't we grow as much rice? I get it. The air could be what it is, but the weather or whatever. But I don't buy that. I think the sugar fields was a big thing. They know that they could hook the slaves on these addictive drugs. And rice is actually a healthy. We can call that a drug too, I guess. I don't know. I mean, but rice is healthy. It's really, really good for your body, So, I question these things, y'all. But what plantation or farm are you buying this from? Or was it coming out of? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just buying this from Whole Foods. I mean, they're good. They've got Earth Fare. Oh, we've researched our farms. And then, of course, USDA. Did you know that fucking USDA, USDA gets money they get revenue from the farms. In order to be part of the USDA, to have that stamp, you got to get into that group. Like in Ohio, we've got I think there's 3 different certifiers, and part of the revenue goes to the USDA. Like, why the hell would you want to be a part of any group of the USDA? Like, about the government, the United States government, a bunch of radical white supremacist bitches, hoes, cunts, who are sick people. And of course, a bunch of alcoholics, drug users, sick. You don't know. I mean, Obama was smoking cigarettes. He was a chain smoker. Probably, I'm sure he still is. These people are messed up, y'all. Like, what is it that you need that smoke into your body? What is it that you need that animal to eat? Bears, deer. Like, why? These. I don't know if it's a county or who is it, but in Cuyahoga County, my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio, we hired these sharpshooters that come out and kill the deer. Why don't they turn around and sell those deers to whatever deers, and then have people eat these venison kind of things, you know. Oh, but the way they shoot them, because it's like the big overpopulation of these precious deer. They gotta go get rid of them somehow. Why? What is with your mind that you gotta do that? It's your domination. All right. I see people are coming on. I just can't see the words. Sometimes I can. Um, I don't. I mean, I really don't have anything else. But just question this, y'all. Where are you getting your fruits and vegetables? Or Aldi? I like to go to Aldi sometimes. You know, Trader Joe's, which is owned by Aldi. Farmers markets. Why do you keep going to that same dude or that same woman? I know in Hawaii, you know, most of the okay, for like the Hilo farmers market is mostly um, Filipino operated. I don't know what it's owned or but operated by Filipinos, and they're severely discriminated. But I just you gotta question these things like what, and of course we're questioning this single issue right now. Who's Russian? I don't care if you're where you're from. I just you know hey okay fine. I was born in Russia. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. So then that's the thing. Okay, I'm born in Cleveland, Ohio. Does that mean I'm a you know I've said that Clevelanders are the most racist people I've ever met in my life. It's sick. Okay, does that mean automatically you're a bad person? Which in my opinion, you are a bad person if you don't bow down and thank LeBron James for the championship and Kyrie and Kevin Love can just get the fuck out of Cleveland as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if we had Andrew Wiggins, we traded him for him. I don't know how much different it would have been. I mean, maybe there wouldn't have been as big of blowouts and all that. I'm sure we'd have somebody step in and find a way to rebound and be more of a role player. That's all speculation, but still, I mean, hey, we won 2016. That's awesome. Okay, so this plantation, that plantation, farm, whatever. Okay, but you're getting it from that place. I just desire to be so much in integrity. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so grossed out by more and more. You know. All right, pretty thin. I met this man. He was and his wife. They were bicycling. No joke. And I believe it. I believe it. From Maine down the US one all the way down to Key West on their bikes, y'all. They went through a few flat tires and stuff. They stopped at a few hotel things, but it was quite a remarkable experience to meet this couple. They were. I mean, here I am right on US one, kind of. I mean, I'm not really on it. I know. I'm at the golf course. Not really on the golf course, though. I'm at the condo and supposed to be homeless and vagabond and all that fun stuff. According to some people, which I bring a lot of homeless people in here, and I need to own these people more and really bless people more. I know that I need to really, really serve more. Oh my God. I'm being hit like hard with this whole disability thing like last night. I am so lucky and blessed to have any eyesight to talk the way I do, to move to be able to be on my scooter, to walk the way I do, 25 years with this neurological disease, and we're finding out now, very likely I could have other things now that would have been, right around that same time, and still, we can show I'm improving. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just beyond miraculous. What is it with these people's heads? Like, what was I explained my situation. I was raised into it. Obviously, I think most people were raised into it, but why do you continue in it? I was 30. Wow. I wasn't even 35 years old yet when I became a vegan. But I'm not vegan. It's just, and that's just a word that's mostly in America. I just do fruits and vegetables, but I also do grains too, so that's another thing. And the thing about bread in America, it's so much different than what it is in different countries. All these bullshit preservatives. You looking for... Enjoy talking anytime. Yeah, you gotta message me. I am very approachable, gregarious, alright? My name's not Gregory, my name's not Greg, but I'm gregarious, okay? That's what I was thinking about this morning. Like, what is going through your mind when you see that berry on that tree? I want to eat that. All right.